welcome to Douglas Barcy and the YAM group, the beautiful young people that want to be here.
So this is the third annual Spirit in the City conference. It's dedicated to faith and evangelisation and keeping faith alive or bringing faith alive in culture and public affairs. Without any further ado, I'd like to introduce our guest speaker, Father Douglas Yusuf Al-Bazi. So Father Douglas is a Chaldean Catholic Church priest, and he's become one of the iconic faces of the Christian genocide, a word that he will use, no doubt, in his presentation to us, the Christian genocide in Iraq. He was a pastor of a parish in Erbil in Iraq, and during that time he witnessed the decimation of churches and was shot, imprisoned and brutalised. He has since created a dedicated ministry for Iraqi Christians who fled regions held by Muslim extremists, which we now refer today as ISIS, and he has set up a refugee centre. In 2015, he was able to get to the United States through the sponsorship of the Knights of Columbus, which I imagine is a bit like our Knights of the Southern Cross, but the Knights of Columbus, and raised much needed awareness of the Christian genocide in Iraq, as well as fundraising many millions of dollars and awareness for the plight of Iraqi Christians. Since late last year, Father Douglas has been placed in Auckland in New Zealand as the leader of the Chaldean Catholic congregation there. And among other things, and he'll mention this, I'm sure, during his time with us this morning, he is driving a project called Project 52, which is an effort to relocate disabled Iraqi children in New Zealand. Please put your hands together and welcome Father Douglas Yusuf Al-Bazi.
Good morning, everyone. Are you ready for headache? In my country, if anyone comes and say, I have two news, one is good and one is bad, I believe here the people, they say, please, please give us the bad one. Because you want to finish with good one. In my country, we start with the good one. Because it's been a long time, we never hear about good news. Because we know that we are going to finish with bad news. There were two neighbors in Mosul, north of Iraq. When the Islamic State arrived, one, the neighbor is Christian, another is Muslim. So when ISIS, the Islamic State, arrived, there were three conditions to live among them. One, convert to Islam. Second, if you refuse, you have to pay taxes. And actually, the Christian, they went to mosque for pay taxes, but they told them, yeah, you have to pay between 4 till 8,000 American dollars per month, just for one person. If you refuse, you have to leave or you will be beheaded. So the Muslim guy went to the Christian, he knocked the door and he said, did you hear what the declaration comes yesterday from Bakr al-Baghdadi, the head of the Islamic State? You have to leave because I have right to take your home. I am your neighbor and you are dirty, infidel Christian. So I have to take your home. So tomorrow morning at noon, if you are not going to leave, I will take your home and kill your family. And of course, the order was, you don't have to take anything with you. So the Christian, when they fled, even they took from them the ring wedding, they took it. Everything, all monies, all papers, everything. So the Christian guy that they follow, before leaving, he went to the Muslim door and he knocked the door. So the Muslim, he saw him. What are you doing here? I told you yesterday, by Allah's name, I'm going to kill you and kill your family to take your home. And the Christian guy responded, my dear neighbor, we've been neighbor over 30 years. And I told myself, it is a shame to leave without saying goodbye to my neighbor. So this is the key of my house. The Muslim guy starts crying. And he say, by Allah's name, I'm going to protect your family. You are my neighbor. How come? You can stay here. But the Christian, he told him, the trust just fall down. Take the key. We are not afraid from enemy. We are afraid from those they should be our neighbor. We did our part in our country for a long, long time. When people, they start asking me, how long you be convert? How long you been Christian in Iraq? Because a lot of people, they have no idea. They thought there are no Christian actually in the Middle East, or especially in Iraq. They thought all of us, we are Muslim. So I'm always responding this way. We are Christian maybe around 2,000 years. We have some Christian, and we have Iraqi here, of course. We have some Christians, sometimes they say, oh, we are Christian even before Christ himself. I am here actually to share my story with you. And don't think so it's easy to me when I share my story. But please don't look to me as a hero. Look to the people behind my story. Look to those people that are still suffering and dying. I look to myself, I'm a lucky guy. I'm still alive. Even twice my car been destroyed, bombed. Oh, I feel sorry about my BMW car. One time they blew up my church. It was in front of me. I just went and I found a small bag there. And curiosity killed the cat. So I was just watching, what is that? And it was a real bomb. And that maybe you saw that in movie when people, they are fly, So that bomb actually, with this body like elephant, that bomb pushed me fly in air. One time I was during the Mass, and when we celebrate the Mass, it depends if the priest has a good voice or not. If the priest has a good voice, the Mass is going to take maybe 1 hour, 1 hour and a half. If has a bad voice, so the Mass is going to be dropped to 30 minutes. So I was during the Mass, and they attacked the church by 5 missiles. Of course, they missed the church, but many people been die around the church. One time I was just standing, and one of the militia they pass in front of the church, and they were shooting. In my country, we shoot for any occasion. Sometimes we just find people that are just shooting. Da, 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 da. So what's the problem? What's the wrong? No, nothing. We are happy. Da, 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 da. And so those guys they arrive in front of the church, and they open fire. So they hit the church wall, church door. And I was just, what they are doing? Why they are shooting like that? When they pass, there's something, burn my leg. When I look to my leg, I found fountain of blood. And I got shot by AK-47. And still the bullet in my leg. After a couple months, after Sunday Mass, I went to visit friends of my family there, north of Baghdad. And there were 2 cars waiting, and suddenly they blocked the highway. They jumped from these car people, they were full armed, covered with the bad words. So they took me and put me in my car boat, and they took me nowhere. I spent I spent maybe 20 minutes to reach a place, and I hear one of them, he say from outside the car, take this and cover your eyes. If you are going to open your eyes, we will put the bullet between your eyes. So I covered my eyes and they took me out. Suddenly I found myself on the ground because one of them, he kicked me by his knee in my face and he broke my nose. And my nose actually was like this, okay. The only I heard from those people, it was like that. Did you got him? This is the one? This is the American spy? I remember one time in the United States, someone, he was asking a question, and one of the questions, why they kidnap you? And I told him, I don't know, maybe I look like Robert De Niro. So what do you think? Because I'm Christian, okay? So they took me inside. And when I wake, it was a lot of blood. And terrorists actually, they have own way with hospitality. When they catch someone, bad words, they use in all kind of like cigar, you know. In any case, they let me without water for 4 days. And in those 4 days, this happened to us when we are during suffer. The first person comes in our mind, that means that friend is really close to us. So during those 4 days, who actually comes to my mind, like my mother, my sister's friend. And each time when they just pass in my mind, they are always telling me the same thing. It is, Abuna kibit mai, that's mean. Father, do you want water? So I was always dreaming I'm having water. The day 5th, they came and they bring water. And they say, according to our Sharia, our Muslim, our Quran, we have to take care of you. I told them, wait. I know Sharia better than you. I am not your enemy. You became enemy to me. And they say, stop, you are talk a lot. You know, I am Catholic priest, so I talk a lot. And they say, stop, talk. We are not understand what you are talking about. So do you want water? And I say, no. But of course I drink after that. The day 6, they start negotiated. And they told me why they kidnapped me. They say, actually, it's not personal with you. We have just a list, and your name is in that list. And the list comes from government. And we have to bring you here. So each day, especially during the night, they took me to the ugly room. When I say ugly room, that's the room they are smoke, you know. There is a TV there. They are listening to Quran 24/7 and make the voices louder much they can. If I'm going to shout, no one will hear my voice. And when they took me to that room, the same question. What is the relationship between government and church? They ask me everything, even their favorite color for Pope, okay? Everything. And you know, I'm Catholic priest. No way to get answer from me. No way. The day 6, they say, let's start to negotiate it. So they let me talk with another priest, and they were really smart. They used 4 cell phones to talk with another priest. 1 phone with me, 2 phones they were in the middle. The 2 phones they were in the middle, they were in the police car, and police car was just going around the city to no one catch the signal. And the 4th one was with the priest. So it was a little bit hard to me to listen or to hear the priest from another side. And the another side, of course, now I'm talking with him, and his name Father Nadir, and he say, "Hello, Abuna." Abunas mean father. I'm saying, "Yeah, Abuna," and he say, "I want to be sure," but the people here they say, "Don't talk in your language, Aramaic." You know the Aramaic language, yeah? The language of wrong. Jesus was using our language because our language is more old, 1,000 years before Christ, in any case. So they said, "Don't talk in your language. Talk in Arabic. We want to catch what are you saying." And so the father say, "I want to be sure that you are Father Douglas. Tell me the date of your ordination." Father, sometimes we have to keep those dates, just to be sure. And I told him, "Yes, June 29. He said, "Yeah, you are Father Douglas. Okay, how are you?" I was completely tight, covered, and the phone is here, and he asked me, "How are you?" The stupid question is that. I'm good, okay, next. Okay, what do you think? So here actually I was able to pass one word in our language. I told him, "Ayela." Ayela, it's mean like over. Maybe I'm not going back. In any case, so he understood what I was mentioning. So he told them, "I don't want to talk with Father Douglas anymore. I want to continue with you." So they hung the phone and they took me to the ugly room that day. And they were really angry. So they told me, "Do you remember the first day when you came here and we told you you will see really, really hard time?" And you say, "Look, I spent many years in seminary, many years I was in military, so I found now myself with you as a picnic." So they told me, "We'll show you what's mean picnic." So one of them, he said, "Bring me the hammer." So they bring the hammer. Suddenly, one of them, he hit me in my shoulder. And the second was in my face, in my teeth. So I found one of my teeth inside with full of blood. And they told me, "Don't be worried. You have a lot of teeth, and we have all the night." And hit me again and again. And hit me in my back, and they broke 2 discs of my back. I spent after that around 1 year in bed. The day, after 9 days, they released me when church pay a little, actually not a little. Till that time, I thought, I found myself that really a little bit cost to my church, so I pay money, and they released me after 9 days. So when people ask me how those days you were thinking, I told them, "Look, I am just normal priest. I'm in love with my country, in love with my church. But in those days, I thought I was more power than them. Those people during the day, they come to me and ask me for advice, for spiritual advice. They are Muslim. I remember one of them, he say, "What should I do with my wife? She's always calling me, always, and text me, and I have many things to do. What should I do with her?" And I was, tied like this, covered, and advise him, "Come on, be nice with her." Of course, you have no idea what's mean Iraqi ladies, okay? Oh my goodness. In any case, so I was telling him, "Come on, be nice with her. Tell her every morning, 'Good morning, honey, how are you?' And imagine, he's terrorist, and I'm advising him to be nice with his wife. In those days, I spent the time with the prayer, and my prayer was my chance. I went, before coming here, I went to Bunnings and I bought this one. I was a little bit afraid, actually, to pass it to the checkpoint, here to this country. So, of course, it was 1 meter, but I just bought this. It was a big lock, of course, made in China. And so they tied me in this way for 9 days. So the lock was here in the middle. And they were left 10 chances. So when I looked to the chance, I found there are 10. And say that good sign to pray 10 times for Mary and 1 Our Father. So it was here in the middle. I took to the chance and start pray. Before, actually, I used to pray and look to my rosary when it's going to finish, because there are 51. Okay, it's going to finish. But in these 9 days, actually, I was not looking to finish my rosary. Each time I finish, I start again, and I start again. When I finish 10 times, I kiss the lock, because it was possible to make sign of cross and pray Our Father. I believe in power of prayer. Because prayer actually not make me just strong, but calm. Many times I challenge them when they used to put the pistol in my head every time, and they click, click, click. And it's with empty pistol, just they scare me, they click. And each time when they threaten me, I'm always telling them, if you are a man, just shoot me. And they hit me again with the bad words, and they hit me again. When people ask me, why you were doing that? It's a craziness. How come you challenge them? I told them, look, and I hope that you can understand what I'm saying now. To be in God's hand, it's better to be in devil's hands. So to die and to stay with God is better to be alive with the devil's hands. When they released me, I asked the priest, what you told them? He said, I understood your message when you told me, Ayela, that's it. So I told them, I don't want to talk with Father Douglas. Let me continue to talk with you. So he told them, keep Father Douglas for you. We don't want him anymore. We are going to count him like one of our martyrs. Goodbye. Good friend, huh? I told him, never negotiated again with anyone, okay? Never. But if you look to what he did, actually, he was trying to save my life, because he understood as a priest, and to be priest in Middle East is suicide mission. To be Christian in Middle East, that means you are live among wolves. I believe Christianity is not supermarket. You cannot just get in to pick what you want. Christianity is one package. Love it or leave it. My people, they decide and already decide to love it. My people, they are carrying the cross. Not just carrying the cross. All of us, we can carry the cross. But we are following Jesus. And to follow Jesus to the end, not always we will have a good result. but at least we are happy. My people, they are not numbers, but a lot of people, when I start, immediately they ask me, how many Christians there are? My people, they are not numbers, they are person. Till 2003, we were 1.6. Now we are less than 200,000. I believe one day we are going to disappear. But this is not the question. The question of effect. What's the difference if we are 5 million and we have no effect? We should be the salt on food, yeah? My brothers and sisters, home is home. Even if you are away 2 hours from your town, you will miss your home. I wish my people have a land or a country to call them home, because we don't have home anymore. In Iraq, we learned that from 100 years ago when the British took over Iraq. So they learned us a lot of things, or a lot of habit. One of them to wear pajama, for example. And also they taught us how to say good night. Because in Iraqi mentality, we don't have good night, okay? So please, tonight when you go to bed, before you say to each other good night, remember my people, they are not having even a good day, even bad night. Don't tell to my people good night. Wish to my people to have a good day. Because we have not nightmare, but daymares every day. With the message I have here, be our voice, tell our story, and believe that my people will never, never give up. I'm still keep my t-shirt, that one when they kidnap me. And still my blood is here. And every day I look to my blood, every day. But what should I remember when I look to my blood? My life? My situation? No. I remember the fathers who been shot and killed. When I went to hospital, there were 2 priests there. They were dead, and I spent 10 minutes looking to their bodies. One of them, he was my student. Another, he was my friend, of course. Even so, no one can take our joy, our happiness, because we are following God who sacrificed his son, begotten son, beloved son for us. So who I am to complain? I don't have right to complain. I'm just doing my job, my duty. Thank you.
Now going to call up Father Jerry Heffernan. Father Jerry is the parish priest at Bracken Ridge here in the Archdiocese of Brisbane. He is a priest and a man that I have immense respect and regard for, because he is quite passionate about supporting the Iraqi people, but he's also a man of great commitment to social justice across a whole range of areas. Father Jerry and Father Douglas are going to engage in a dialogue, a moderated sort of discussion, which will probably tease out a few more of the things that Father Douglas has raised. Could you please welcome Father Jerry Heffernan?
Can you tell us a little bit about the position and situation of Christians in Iraq at this time?
When you leave your home, your town, it doesn't matter where you are going to live, because that's it, this is the finish. All memory you have, it's gone. When they attack my people, and no one of my people, even they are here Iraqi, Christian, no one actually surprised, because As you heard the bishop, one of the bishops say, it's over, it's happened again and again. I'm surprised how come we are still exist in Iraq. This has really surprised me. And that surprise actually comes from two things. One, even what happened to our people with that bad situation, no one actually blamed God. No one complained. Second, our people, they start to realize we are not belong to land. We are belong to Jesus. I know we are proud, we are Iraqi, but actually Iraq is not a land. It's in our heart. So if we are talking about situation there, my people completely now lost, confused. And they have huge disappointed from inside and from outside. Huge disappointed from even the people they supposed actually to tell our stories, but no one actually telling our stories. Imagine, I was there, as Dr. Sabine remember, and we received in one day 18,000 families, just overnight. 18,000 families. And they will live in 26 center. I'm trying to call it center to avoid the word of camp. I don't like to say camp. It's negative word. So they will live in 26 center. After 1 year and a half, no one now actually live in any tents, any caravans. All of them, church was looking after them, and each family has own house, rent house. Again, home is home.
One of the things we have in Australia is we have many different Christian traditions. Do you have any suggestions on how, as church, in the broad sense in Australia, we can be brothers and sisters to our sisters and brothers in Iraq? How can we do that?
The people here, they did their part. You've been really generous with our people. You open your heart. The only thing, there are a lot of people that are suffering inside and outside. When I say inside Iraq, because to someone doesn't understand the issue, our people, they are not recognized by UN because they are not refugee. So what help we have till now actually, all comes from a private $8. What we receive from our government, Iraqi government, zero. North of Iraq, zero. International community, zero. The only one actually was and is beside my people, the Catholic Church and the unity of the Christian. They were really close to our people. Let me say that, without the Catholic Church, believe me, my people, they will die in 1 month. I'm talking about 11,000 families. So it's not the time actually, whatever we have, what teaching we have, but at least we have one teacher, is Jesus Christ. So it's the time of need now. It's our duty to take care of each other.
And as a people together and working on the projects that you're doing, you have a particular concern for people with disability. Could you tell us a little bit about that project, Father?
When I was moved actually to Auckland, I feel guilty. Because I know there's a lot of people behind. After 2 years, 3 years running a center for our people, and there with our people, a lovely community in Auckland, in New Zealand, we started a project we called 52. And of course, the priest in Auckland here, he told me that as a Kui, we are not able to keep the title, long title, okay? So much you can bring project with just one word or maybe one number, okay? I know you are happy now I'm talking against Kuis, okay? But actually, it was a good idea. That time there were 52 disabled children. They are still living there in north of Iraq. But now actually with this project, we have 71. For normal people, with that poor condition of life, actually that pushing people to get crazy, you know? So just imagine about how they live there, in the disabled. For example, when I went, I found one of the kids. He spent 2 years in one caravan, never went out. 2 years. Because in our mentality, and it's really shame, we thought that disabled, they are shame from God to us. It's like a punishment. So we are trying much we can to help those disabled. My goal, if I can bring those people, bring them to New Zealand or to Australia, I wish I can do. My people, they put under test of faith. I think you are under test of faith, of love now. So showing your love to those kids.
Thank you.
Shalom World Television is coming to Australia. This is a great gift. It's been gifted to many parts of the world, and now it's our Australian turn to receive it with open arms. I welcome it, I bless it. It's going to really support family life, married life, youth, give us a resource that we know that we need really help in great help in these areas. May Almighty God bless this new resource coming to our land in the name of the Father, the Son and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Shalom World, God's own channel.